Hi, I'm Anne Marie Cheney. I am an author and quilt pattern designer, and today I wanted to share with you my best tip for sewing with templates. I design a lot of block of the month programs and samplers, and as a result of that, my patterns end up having a lot of different techniques. And sometimes when things don't work out to be quite 90-degree angles, I rely on templates a lot, and they're really not hard to sew with, but if you just use some simple tips, your sewing will come up so much more accurately. So today in particular, the quilt I have behind me is my new Hygge sampler, and the templates I'm going to be showing you are for this tree block. So there are templates that are both in the background and make the tree shape, and it's really not that tough to get them right. So here's what they look like when you cut them out. And let's head over to the cutting table. The templates you can see here are from my Hygge sampler, and the template letters have changed, so please don't pay attention to those if you have this pattern. But what you can see here is this is actually a tree block. So this is the tree template where this is the body of the tree, and then this is kind of the background fabric that goes next to it. So we have these two template pieces that I have cut. And what you can see is that the seam allowance is already on the template pieces. So here is the actual seam where the dark line is on the template, and then where you cut your pattern piece is a 1/4 inch away from that seam line. So when you need to sew these two pieces together, you'll have to put them right sides together and match up the sides before you can sew your 1/4 inch seam allowance and then flip that piece over. So what you need to do when making these pieces go together is I actually take the template and lay it on top of the pattern piece that I've cut. And I've done this before, so I don't know if you can see from up there, but at the points where the two pieces meet, I'll take a pin and stick it through the template and straight through the fabric also. So you get both layers, keeping those templates lined up. So after there's a hole put through there, oops, of course now they're not lined up. After there's a hole put through there, I'll take my marker and just dab through that hole to get that marking point of where that intersection needs to be on the fabric. Now before I started the video, I actually went through and made those little marker dots a little bit clearer so that hopefully you can see them. So I go ahead and I do that at the two places where the templates need to meet. So it's at this bottom left corner on the bottom of the tree, and then at the top. And I'll do that again on the other template, making those holes with the pinpoints and marking them. So now, when you go to line up your two pattern pieces, you flip them over so they're right sides together, and these edges needs to line up. But now it's easy to take your pin, stick your pin through that marked hole to keep those pinpoints where that seam needs to line up. I'll just fold that back so that your pieces stay in alignment. You want to be careful because this is cut on the bias, so it does stretch. Let me see this other one over here. Fold it back. Stick your pin right through that black hole, black mark that you've marked into your other pattern piece and pin it. So note that those are your two intersection points, and you've pinned through those black dots that you marked according to the template pieces. Now we can take this over to our machine and sew. Okay, so I've gone ahead and sewn that 1/4 inch seam, and as we press it open, you can see the templates are nicely in alignment with each other. So you know, like this bottom edge will be the bottom of the block. So here's where you need it to be really nice and even and straight, and that if you don't mark the 2 points where your templates need to intersect, your pieces could shift and be off and this bottom would be uneven. So here's kind of what you're looking for. Today I'm working with flannel, and so if you guys have ever sewn with flannel before, you know that it is quite tricky. So it's a little bit difficult to get these things to match up as well. If you're using flannel, it's a lot easier if you're just using regular quilting cotton. But I would recommend, so for the purpose of the video, I used permanent marker to make sure it would show up. I would recommend using like a friction pen here or something erasable, because here you can see there is a little black dot which won't come out, but again, that was really so that you guys would be able to see it. But that should help you get all of your pieces and your templates and your seams in alignment and give you a lot more success on these template blocks. So that is how to use templates. If you're looking for a pattern to try out this technique on, again, the quilt behind me is called the Hygge Sampler, and there are 2 blocks, the tree block that you can see here, and then there is another block called the home block that use templates in it, and then another one of my popular patterns that uses templates is the Lakeside Sampler, which is a colorful arrangement of oars. If you're looking for either of those patterns or other projects, tutorials, patterns, you name it, you can head to annemariechaney.com, and I will see you there. Bye.